Hey everyone, my name's Ali and welcome back to my channel, Mindful Living. If you're interested in gardening, growing your own food, unique recipes, and finding joy in the ordinary like me, then make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. In today's video, I'll be sharing 5 plants I always grow in my container garden and why. If you're new here, I've been growing on my balcony for the past 4 years. I am growing in only containers and using limited space. I only have 84 square feet to work with, and I fill my small space with up to 30 edible plants. So let's go ahead and get started. Here are 5 plants that I always grow in my container garden. So plant number 1 is tomatoes. I absolutely love tomatoes. They are one of my favorite vegetables or fruit, whatever you like to call them. Homegrown tomatoes are juicy, bursting with flavor, and way better than anything you're going to find at the grocery store. Whether you are growing in a small space like me, a backyard, or perhaps a large space, I think that tomatoes are one of those must-grow vegetables. They are high-producing. I like to grow a determinate variety, so this is a little more smaller and compact. They usually only get to about 3 feet tall, but at the same time, they still produce an abundance of fruit. You're going to get tons of tomatoes. I usually do about 2 to 3 in my small space garden. Tomatoes are also a sun lover, meaning they like anywhere from 6 to 8 hours of sunlight per day. They're fairly easy to grow. With regular watering and fertilizing, you're going to have tons of delicious tomatoes to enjoy. If you want more information on how to grow tomatoes in containers, make sure to go back on my channel. I do have a full video breaking this down, along with sharing 5 tips on how to grow them successfully in containers, which I'll link to here. Plant number 2 that I always grow in my container garden is peppers. You can grow all different types of peppers in a medium to large size container. They are container friendly and they're going to thrive and do really well as long as you plant 1 plant per container so you're not overcrowding your peppers, and make sure you leave them in a sunny location where they're getting tons of direct sunlight. I've successfully grown all different types of peppers in my container garden. I've grown big bomb peppers, which I'm showing here. These are smaller and more compact. I've also grown quite a few different bell peppers. This is an orange bell pepper, and I got quite a big harvest off my plant. You can get multiple harvests off your pepper plants as well. Here is 2 different types of banana peppers. One is a sweet banana pepper and the other is a spicy or hot banana pepper. Again, these are going to ripen to orange or red, so harvest them whenever you want to, depending on which variety you like to enjoy. Here is a sweet habanero pepper, and these are a little smaller, but I did get a lot of peppers off this one plant. So yeah, peppers is one of those plants that I always grow in my container garden, and I highly recommend you try it as well. Next up that I grow every year in my container garden is cucumbers. I do grow a bush variety, I just want to mention that. So bush variety of cucumber is not going to be as large as a vining cucumber. The 2 types that I like to grow are Burpee's Bush Champion or Burpee's Pickle Bush variety of cucumber. I alternate between the 2, and this year I'm actually going to be planting both in my container garden. Here's an example of a pickle bush cucumber, so they're a little smaller and kind of shaped like a pickle, of course. And here's another one there. They don't get as large as the ones you're gonna see in the grocery store. But here is my Bush Champion cucumber, and as you can see here, these ones get really large. They're anywhere from 10 to 12 inches in length, quite thick as well. So this year I'm really excited to grow both of these in my garden. Here is a harvest of 2 of my Bush Champion cucumbers. I love enjoying cucumbers fresh from the garden. You can chop them up and have it with your veggies and dip. Eat them raw straight out of the garden, or of course use them in salads. I love making this cucumber salad with fresh herbs from my garden as well. Coming in 4th on the list is my favorite herb, and that is fresh basil. Basil is the perfect herb to grow in your garden all spring and summer. It loves lots of sun, it can handle some heat. This plant will give you consistent harvests throughout the growing season, so you're going to have tons of fresh basil to enjoy in the kitchen. You don't need a very large size container to grow basil. I'm using a smaller container here, and I am planting about 4 plants in this container. With basil, you do want to harvest it regularly so the plant continues to grow and continues to produce for you. The more you harvest, the more you're going to get growth on your plant. The best way to harvest your basil is to take the outer, larger leaves and to leave the new growth still intact in the middle. I love harvesting mine and using it to make fresh homemade pesto. I do have a whole video on my channel showing how I made this, so feel free to go and check that out as well. Moving on to our final plant, number 5, which is lettuce. Leafy greens is one of the easiest things to grow in the garden. If you're a beginner gardener, I recommend you start by planting a few lettuces. I grow all different types of lettuces and leafy greens, from spinach to arugula to different mixes of lettuce. I do grow a few heat-tolerant varieties too, like Little Gem or Butter Crunch, and that allows me to grow my lettuce into the warmer months in my area. Here is some Little Gem lettuce that I grew last year. This type of lettuce is delicious. It's like the heart of romaine. It's bursting with flavor and it really does make for a delicious salad. Here is Butter Crunch down here and a few different mixed lettuces like black seeded Simpson. You want to harvest your lettuce often. This encourages more growth. If you do the cut and come again method by harvesting the outer leaves, you can also harvest the whole head of lettuce if you prefer to do that. You're going to have tons of fresh lettuce to enjoy. I love using mine to make delicious summer salads, especially when it gets hot out. There's nothing more refreshing than a nice crisp salad. And of course, the options are endless when it comes to making your own salads. Well, I hope if you guys enjoyed this video today and learning which 5 plants I always grow in my container garden, that you will leave me a like. Be sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite plants to grow in your garden are. And of course, hit that subscribe button. It really does help to support me and my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one.